Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to JDB Selects. Hope you're doing well. We are back with another match breakdown today, this time the round 5 clash between the 5th place Sydney Roosters and the 15th place Parramatta Eels at Allianz Stadium in Sydney. As always, we do start with a season snapshot, so kicking things off first with the Sydney Roosters. They are 2-1 to start the season through 4 rounds. They were obviously monumentally upset by the Dolphins in round 1 and managed to grind out gritty wins against both the Warriors and the Rabbitohs in rounds 2 and 3, and then enjoyed the bye in round 4, so they will no doubt be fresh for this clash against the Eels. Including this game on Thursday against Parramatta, the Roosters will face 5 top 8 sides from last year in their next 8 fixtures, including games against Melbourne, Cronulla, North Queensland and Penrith, as well as 2 games against the Dragons and 1 rematch against the Warriors. And as for Parramatta, they were able to secure their first win of the season last week, beating the Panthers 17 points to 16 in Golden Point, despite Nathan Cleary doing everything he could to steal it late. And following their game against the Roosters this week, they will then face a handful of bottom 8 sides from last year, including the West Tigers, Bulldogs, Titans and Raiders, before finally getting to enjoy their first bye of the season in round 15. And looking back over their previous meeting, Parramatta walked away with the Chockies that night. That was back in round 15 of last year at home at Combank, securing a 26 to 16 point win. The damage was done early for Parramatta. In that game they scored 5 tries in the first half and were unable to cross the line in the second. Both Isaiah Papali'i and Sean Lane were outstanding that night, either scoring tries or setting them up. Parramatta did have the superior completion rate on the night, which obviously led to more possession and outscored the Roosters 5 tries to 3. Now, moving to the teams list for this one, the massive exclusion from the Roosters lineup this week is obviously Joey Manu, who will be serving a 1-game ban for his high shot against the Rabbitohs. That does mean that the ever-versatile Drew Hutchinson moves into the centres. Corey Allen has been added to the interchange alongside Nafahu White, while Tyrell May drops out. As for Parramatta, they will be without prop Junior Paulo, who will miss 2 games after taking an early guilty plea to a careless grade 2 tackle charge in the game against Penrith. So Widemu Greg moved into the starting side, and Jack Murchie is also noted to have joined the bench, having recovered from a head knock he sustained in round 3. Now, as always, we do finish with a key matchup. So for me, the key matchup this week has got to be the fullbacks, the captains, James Tedesco and Clint Gutherson. Teddy has been as consistent as ever for the Roosters so far this season, however hasn't had one of those wow moments so far. I think that's mainly in part due to the team's performance as a whole rather than a reflection on Teddy. I do think he is due for a big game. He's the kind of player that you want at the back there. Mr. Reliable under the high ball, Mr. Reliable in defence, and Mr. Reliable on running back and getting those meters up. So far this season, he has yet to cross the stripe. However, he has run for an average of 169 meters per game. He's created 3 try assists, 2 line breaks, and 13 tackle breaks to his name. And on the other side of the coin, you have Clint Gutherson. Now, it came out in the news this week that Parramatta are in the market for an X-Factor fullback, which is just absolutely ludicrous. Clint Gutherson is obviously the Eels captain and is one of their most consistent and dedicated players. 9 times out of 10, if the Eels are having a bad day, Clint Gutherson isn't, and is the only one that shows any form of X-Factor, any form of resolve, any form of fight. So for them to be openly shopping around for a replacement fullback with X-Factor is just... it's mind-blowing to me, it really is. So far this season, Clint has scored 2 tries, ran for an average of 162 meters per game, has been involved with 1 try assist, 2 line breaks, and 10 tackle breaks. This to me could be one of those classic situations where Clint Gutherson has been in the news all week and then comes out on Thursday and has an absolute blinder just to stick it to everyone and all of his naysayers at the Eels. This is a great matchup between 2 of the competition's premier fullbacks, 2 captains who obviously go a long way to deciding how their team goes in each game. As long as you have both of these players on the field, their teams are never out of a game or out of the contest. So looking forward to this, hope you are too. Thanks as always for watching. If you are keen to know who I'm tipping this round, please check out my round 5 tips video. It will be linked in the description below. If not, I'll see you in the next one.